Good evening and welcome to our pre-K open house. Tonight I'm going to show you the importance of bringing technology into our classroom and the importance of having enough devices for each student, which will enhance their learning. I'm going to refer a lot this evening to something called Universal Design for Learning, which I will also refer to as UDL. And this is how I run my classroom. This is how I create my lessons. And it provides individualized learning for every child in my classroom. So this evening our classroom is set up into 3 different stations. The first station is going to be all about Universal Design for Learning. The second station, I'm going to show you ways that technology in the classroom is being used and how this is good for all learners. And the third station is going to be showing you the importance of teaching our young students the 21st century skills and how this is going to make them employable as an adult once they have graduated. So first thing I want to do is explain to you what Universal Design for Learning is. So according to our Higher Education Opportunity Act of 2008, the term Universal Design for Learning means it's a scientifically valid framework for guiding educational practice that provides flexibility in the ways information is presented, in the ways students respond or demonstrate knowledge and skills, and in the ways students are engaged. It also reduces barriers in instruction, provides appropriate accommodations, supports, and challenges and maintains high achievement expectations for all students, including students with disabilities and students who have limited English proficiency. What does that all mean? Basically, this means that when I create my instructional plan, I'm going to create several different ways of teaching and showing children and the students in my class ways of learning the same topic. I'm also going to give the students different opportunities to show me what they know. So we're not going to sit down, we're not going to be doing worksheets every single day. They're going to have hands-on experience. I want them to have experience using technology and showing me that way. There may be some creative, artistic ways they can show me what they know. Basically, the Universal Design for Learning instruction plan is going to ensure that my curriculum is written to meet the needs of all the students in my classroom in a motivating and non-threatening manner. So as you enter Station 1, you're going to be presented with this video. This is a fun video. It gives you a brief overview of what exactly I'm referring to when I'm talking about Universal Design for Learning. And it uses the all-important and fun childhood toy of a Lego. It is animated. My students love watching this over and over again. We've shared this in class, and I wanted to be able to share this with you. So if there's one thing that I think all of us can agree on, it's that children have very short attention spans. So when I create my lessons, it's very important to me that anything I do is something that is stimulating and interesting to the children. And that was one reason why I chose this Lego video, because it is something fun that they enjoy watching over and over again. So in my classroom, one of the websites that we use most often is called Starfall. So the Starfall website covers math and literacy. Students have the opportunity every student has their own sign-in, and they have the opportunity to practice skills that we are learning. It could be addition, it could be shapes, it can be phonics. So what I have also in Station 1, after you review the UDL Lego video, I have 2 iPads that are set up with this website on it that you as a parent can explore, and you can see exactly what students are doing in the classroom. This is an option for students. Of course, anything technology related, they all want to participate. And this is one of the issues that I have. And the reason I've asked you to come tonight is because we do not have enough technological devices for every student. So back to the Starfall website. This website does teach through positive reinforcement. The little characters on it give the students high fives and hoorays and jumps up and down when they've completed something correctly. And when they complete something incorrectly, it's also a very positive experience because the students will, the little person on the screen will go, oh, it's okay, try again. So nothing discouraging, nothing saying, oops, you're wrong, no bad buzzers. It's a very encouraging website. One thing I appreciate about this website is that I also have access to which parts of the program the students are accessing, and I also am able to see how successful they are, how long it has taken them to complete the activity. So instead of having a review at the end of the week on simple math, for instance, they're able to go to the website and they're able to do simple math activities on there, which will show me if they have mastered the skill that I have learned. That I have taught them. So station 2, this is where I would like to just share with you my mission, my beliefs, and my goals as they pertain specifically to my classroom and using technology. So my first thing I want to go over is my mission. And our classroom mission is to create lifelong learners and set the foundation for becoming a 21st century learner. So I chose here this Albert Einstein quote, once you stop learning, you start dying. And the reason I did that is because education and learning is a lifelong process. Even once you graduate high school, college, you continue learning new things all the time. And what we want to do in my class is set that foundation for that love of learning, that love of wanting to gain knowledge. And in order to do this, things need to be fun, they need to be engaging, and most of all, I need to ensure that I'm setting a foundation for the students that will be our future 21st century leaders. Our classroom belief is that we believe that students raised in the 21st century need to have the knowledge of technology available to them. We introduce technological sites, programs, and devices in a safe environment. So if you give any toddler an iPad, a phone, any type of electrical device, they can turn it on, they can find their game or song or movie, and they can proceed to navigate it. Do we ever talk to these young children about their safety? Typically not. So this is something that we really emphasize in my classroom, is being able to navigate to our websites that without downloading viruses or having any internet predators come on. All of our websites that we use here in the classroom are safe. They are district approved. And they are also approved by the Texas TEA. And then finally, our goals in our classroom. The first one is to have each student have their own device to work on. This is where I am asking for your support. I would like to have a technology station in my classroom that enables children to pick up a device at any point in time and complete their assignment, practice for their assignment, or just navigate something fun that we've talked about in classroom. When students are excited about something, they want to be able to grab onto it, use it, explore it immediately. With the amount of iPads I have in my classroom versus the amount of children I have in my classroom, unfortunately, this creates a wait time. For some children, that wait time is enough for them to forget the simple instructions that I've given them, or they could no longer be interested in the activities that they can complete on the iPad. So sharing a device is something that I would like to get away from. Our second goal is that students will be able to identify the main components of the device. Again, this goes along with teaching and modeling good citizenship and responsibility, because as a teacher, I need to be able to advocate and model and teach safe and legal use of technology. This is really the very first step where students in our education system are exposed to technology, and it's important that they understand, if they click on the wrong thing, it could lead to some big issues. So this is something that we're teaching them while they're in our classroom. And then the third goal for our classroom is the students are going to learn to navigate the device through these educational programs. Now, as we already talked about, toddlers can navigate anything you pick up, as can these pre-K children. But the bigger part of teaching them to navigate the device is I want to teach them that there's not just the one spot you can go to. There's lots of different components within the programs and within the devices that is going to enable them to learn skills that are going to benefit them as they get into the higher grades. And it will also make them understand how programs work and the process of writing them, and so that way when they are, say, in high school and they're given a brand new website that they need to be able to navigate, they can easily navigate it and use it because they've learned the skills on how to figure that out. Okay, so this, so here what I have written down for everybody is we've broken our education into the different groups of the schools, and then I've included 3 main websites or programs, courses that students use in those schools. So in the preschool and elementary schools, they use Book Adventure, which is obviously based around the state standards for the literacy competencies. And then SumDog covers the state standards for the math portion. Starfall, which is what we use in our classroom, it's the one that is first introduced to children, covers both literacy and math skills. Once students go into middle school, the 3 programs that they use are Quizlet, Google Classroom, and Flipgrid. So with Quizlet, what the middle school instructors do here is they're teaching the children study practices. Quizlet allows students to create their own flashcards and then turn studying into a game, for lack of better words, to enable them to learn how to study. Quizlet is also a program that can be used in high school and college if the student needs those study cards at that point in time. Google Classroom, that streamlines assignments for teachers and students, and I've seen it used in high school and college courses. The great thing about Google Classroom is it can be accessed from any device, anywhere that there is internet connection. Teachers can post assignments, lecture notes, reminders, and examples of assignments in what we call their classroom. Students have access to their teachers' classrooms, and they're able to see everything that the teacher posts on there. The amazing thing about this is students are able to write a paper, complete an assignment, and they can turn it in right through Google Classroom. So no more of my dog ate my homework, I didn't get it turned in on time, excuses, because they're able to do everything right there online. Flipgrid is a site that has recently been added to our district, and it is a site specifically for students that don't write well. A lot of students have the knowledge, they just can't express it in writing. So Flipgrid is like a video website where they're able to record their own voice explaining their assignment versus actually having it in writing. And then finally, we come over here to high school. So the high schools use something called Kahoots. Kahoots program, this is a really fun website. Students, typically teachers will create something similar to a game, and students will compete within the classroom trying to answer the questions. Who can answer it first? Who can answer it correctly? And then that also helps them not only study for exams, but it also lets the teacher see, because she can see on her end which students are answering the questions correctly and which students are not. And then high school also offers, as a junior and a senior, they offer two programs, and it's the CTE courses. One is in computer networking, and one is in aviation technology. Both of these courses use programs and devices that our students have been exposed to since the preschool, pre-K ages. So everything that they've learned all the way through their school years comes down to now being presented in these courses. These courses are also technical courses that once they've completed, students are a step ahead. Some earn college credits, and then they're also able to obtain a job right upon graduation. So in Station 2, I have 3 iPads set up, and one of them has the Flipgrid website, so you can explore that and kind of see what I'm talking about with the videos. One has Kahoots, and there's 2 iPads there that are with Kahoots, and you can also use this on your phone. So as parents, you can kind of get together, and there's a 5-question little fun quiz that you can take and just kind of have some fun, see what the students see when you see. And then the last one is Some Dog, so you'll be able to see a portion of what the students in the younger ages, which is where we're at, are going to learn on their math website. So Station 3 is going to explain to you why all of this is important. It's going to wrap the whole evening up together, and why it is so important that not just my class, but all the ages have enough technological devices that students are able to express their knowledge and not have to wait for devices. So, and then also how this all works out with our 21st century skills and making them employable as adults. So I'm going to refer to the Kahoots website. The Kahoots website covers every single content for the 21st century skills needed. When using websites in the educational system, it's important that the content knowledge meets the 21st century themes. Kahoots does just that. First of all, Kahoots can be used during any of the subject matters that are taught in school. It is not exclusive to, say, just math or just literacy. And then with the 21st century skills, students are able to gain current information. Everything correlates to our state standards, and most importantly, these games can be played within the classroom or with students across the globe. This gives the students in the class an awareness of cross-global learning. The second outcome is learning and innovative skills. Kahoots focuses on creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration, which is all essential in preparing these students for the future. So students and teachers can play games together, they can write games together. When they're done playing the games, they can have active discussions in the classroom setting. This is a great way for students and teachers to see what was missed in the learning process, what needs to be retaught. Teachers can be very creative when making these games. Students have to use their critical thinking skills when they're answering the questions. Teachers can make these questions as easy or as hard as they want to. During the use of Kahoots, everyone in the class is communicating and they're collaborating, and even if one of the students doesn't answer the question correctly or isn't the first one, everybody celebrates the successes of all of the students in the room. The third outcome is information, media, and technology. So, of course, to be effective in the 21st century, students need to know how to create, evaluate, and utilize information, media, and technology. This is where teachers give the opportunity to students to write games. As students write the games, then they also get to teach the games. So everybody has an opportunity to be a teacher for the day. Reteaching something that they have learned is often the easiest way for students to master that skill and process. This also allows the students to be very creative as they are developing their own games. So the fourth and final outcome has to do with life and career skills. So today's students, they have a lot of responsibility and they need to be able to develop thinking skills, and they need to have content knowledge, and they need to have social and emotional competencies so they're able to navigate life in their work environment. Kahoot does this by allowing the students to show their own initiative. They teach them to be social within the classroom, and then again globally as they play these games with students across the globe. It definitely shows responsibility because, one, every student at this point in time needs to bring their own device to class to be able to participate in this, as the classes do not have enough devices for all of the students. And then it also shows leadership skills with the students when they write the programs and they teach them to their fellow students. So as parents, your final hands-on activity is going to be to watch a small Kahoots demo. This is going to show you exactly how it works. And then again, you're going to have an opportunity to compete against another person just with a 5-question Kahoots game that one of the students created or helped us create for this evening. What I want to express with parents is that the use of technology within a classroom has greatly reduced the dropout rate and the failure rate of high school seniors. And just within our district, during last year, the 2016-2017 year, we had 38.1% of our students that were considered at risk of dropping out of school. That's a really high percentage. And with these statistics being so high, I can only hope that I'm trying to make it clear that using technology in the classroom is something that students enjoy. We can make it fun for them. We want to be able to encourage them to stay engaged and to master the content. We are raising a group of students and children that know nothing else but technology. So why not teach to what they know? So all of this will lead to forming adults that are going to be successful and that will dominate our workforce with the knowledge and skills that they have acquired. So as you go through these stations tonight, I hope that you have a better understanding of why we use technology in the classroom, why it should be an important part of every student's life, and why it's important to start it at such a young age. This is something that builds year after year after year. The more experience they get, the more knowledge they'll gain. So as you prepare to vote for the upcoming bond, I hope you'll consider all of this and vote yes for the bond that's going to eventually allow our students the opportunity that is owed to them. Thank you so much for coming tonight, and I hope you enjoy your stations. I will be available for further questions if you have any. Thank you.